Welcome, blood brothers and sanguine sisters, to Deeply Discussing Dexter. I'm your host, Dale Maxfield. I'm joined by Aaron Caldwell.
Hello.
Brooke Merritt.
Hello.
And Zach Rowland.
Hey.
And today we are talking about Season 6, Episode 6, Just Let Go. On this episode, Angel and Quinn fail to keep Quinn's La Passion with Clarissa at the TA, a secret from Deb. Dexter investigates Nick for Brother Sam's shooting. Brother Sam asks Dexter to forgive Nick and then dies. Dexter relays the message, then baptizes Nick too hard. And Surprise Rudy is surprising. What did you guys think of this episode overall?
I thought this was a step up from the last episode, but that's a fairly low bar. It definitely moves the story forward. Gets rid of the side fluff. So, that's good.
Are you calling Brother Sam the side fluff?
Yeah.
Your take is way more positive than mine. I thought this was actually worse than the last one. Because it was so heavy on Brother Sam and nobody cares. Yes, we lose him finally, thank God. But, and nothing was really happening. It just was all in all a bad episode.
Yeah, I will say this one just had lots of plot and not much action or anything significant. I guess other than Brother Sam dying, but clearly we all don't find that significant, you know. So, and that bar that's set, it's like what's the high jump like in the Olympics or like field day? It's like the lowest setting of the high jump.
The one where you can step over it.
Yeah.
That's our bar. And this one still fell over. It tripped over the bar and fell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an episode, all right.
It is an episode of a show called Dexter is what it is.
Whole lot of plot getting in the way of the story here. But it starts with Dexter following Travis through a market. Deb calls and tells Dexter that Brother Sam has been shot. Dexter heads to the scene. Travis meets up with Geller. They buy a, quote, tawdry dress for Geller's, quote, whore. Travis wants to give the whore painkillers for a broken arm, but Geller says she deserves her pain.
Because she's a whore.
That goes without saying. Geller tells Travis to straighten up and give her the mark, a.k.a. the brand of the Alpha and Omega.
I love how this is the point where God's still protecting Dr. Geller because he's clearly out in public and like his face and his name have been put out on in the papers, and he's like, I'm gonna go to the market, I'm gonna buy a nice dress for my whore. Like
he probably said it just like that too.
It's like so stupid. Like he's being so careless. And clearly in Miami.
Do you guys happen to have a nice whore dress?
A nice tawdry dress.
For the Cylons, I think. When the Cylons come.
Dexter gets to the scene before Brother Sam gets into the ambulance. How confused. Not sure how that works. Dexter works the scene.
Kind of terrifying is what that is. Miami paramedics are just as good as Miami
he's been
police.
Shot. Guess we should let's figure out all the evidence here before we move anything. Stop screaming. We can't hear ourselves think.
Oh God.
Dexter works the scene and tells how the shooting went down. He gets a blood sample off the bat he used against Julio's number 2, who Dexter beat down in an earlier episode. All of this could have been answered simply by asking Brother Sam on the ambulance ride to the hospital, because he's awake and still alive. But Dexter had to get there to figure it out, and they had to wave at each other as Sam was being carried away.
I love how Deb's like, there was 2 shots to the back, or 2 to the front, 1 to the back, no exit wounds. Those bullets really bounced around inside of him, tore him up, and you're like, and he's still alive?
Yeah.
Just like, by the will of God or whatever. I mean, that's fucking crazy.
Did they, Did they, like, bisect him to learn all of that while he was still alive, like, laying on the
Right?
floor?
How did they know?
That's why he was still waiting on.
That's why he was still there.
Yeah.
They did portable scans while they were there so they could see where it is. They just brought in the x-rays.
That's one of the worst things from here on in is, like, how did they get this information? How? It's not possible.
Yeah.
Much less the fact that he still isn't on the ambulance when Dexter gets there. But they failed to mention that the garage is in Dexter's backyard, so maybe that's why. All this time, he's just been going out his back door.
Yeah.
God.
Mike says the gang thinks that Brother Sam has something to do with Julio's disappearance. Dexter was the one that killed Julio. He worries that Brother Sam got shot because of him. Dexter asks Nick if Leo is the new shot caller. Nick tells Dexter where to find him. The dog freaks out every time Dexter moves, a sign that whoever shot Brother Sam knew him. Dexter has not figured this out yet, but we have. Angel and Quinn show Deb the book. They think that Geller is trying to perform 7 human sacrifices to bring about the end of the world. Quinn suddenly realizes that an art installation involving a lamb and a naked woman was the TA. He asks Angel to keep it from Deb for now.
Yeah, he was in the vicinity.
Yes, that is what he said.
So, were you eating ass?
It's the whole reason the partner card's in the fucking deck.
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty good conversation.
Yeah, and then their complete failure to hide it from
Yeah.
Deb.
Well, Batista's like, so let's call in this woman that it's going to be really awkward that Quinn avoids.
No, he goes to Deb and he's like, I'm going to go back to Tallahassee to ask one more question. And she's like, how about no? How about you bring her here? You and Quinn can interview her here. It's like, dope. Travis is preparing an Alpha and Omega brand. The woman they kidnapped is crying in another room. Angel tries to sneak another visit to the TA past Deb, but she says they can't waste that much time again, and the TA must come to the station. Jamie has packed all of Deb's stuff when Dexter returns home. She leaves after asking how Dexter is doing about Brother Sam. Dexter rips a drawer out in frustration looking for a bottle opener. Harry shows up to talk through how Brother Sam is more important to Dexter than he thinks.
Fuck off, Harry.
I think the beer was more important than Harry thought. That's all it was.
Well, including this, and when he found out about Lumen at the end of last season, he's just breaking shit in his kitchen. Like, that's just what Dexter does now.
Yeah, Dexter's been very clumsy this season. He dropped his slides, he's pulling out drawers. I mean, I think he needs to see a therapist.
It's the answer to everything.
Yeah.
If only there were, like, a season-long therapy plot. Oh, well. Deb has another session with the therapist. The therapist suggests that Deb do what she would do if she weren't worried about making it work as lieutenant. She says, throw a housewarming party at my new beach house. Mike shakes down a junkie to find out who the new shot caller is. He calls Deb and confirms Leo's name and location. Meanwhile, Dexter is waiting outside Leo's. Just as Leo comes out, Mike's and a phalanx of cop cars show up. Leo comes out with a shotgun and the cops shoot him dead.
That was
Problem
very
solved.
convenient.
Like that.
Such a good thread.
Deb, Mike, and Dexter watch the security footage found at Leo's house. Dexter realizes the dog isn't barking in the footage and figures out that the real shooter has to be Nick. Travis has been siphoning off blood for some reason. He gives the whore a bologna sandwich. She appeals to him to let her go for the sake of her son. Travis drops in on his sister at her grade school painting class. He realizes all these cute kids are going to die soon in the apocalypse.
He's such a Debbie Downer, man.
Does death not, like, compute to him? It's like, yeah, we're going to bring about the apocalypse, and but then there's all... Wait a minute. These people are nice. They're going to have to die, too?
God, and the kids talking about they wanted to be when they grow up was just, ugh.
There's a girl...
I want to be a transformer. Oh, shut up.
Okay, here's... This is what kills me and made me laugh so hard about this scene. There was the girl that wanted to be a nurse, was the first one. Then there was the boy that wanted to be a transformer. That's the last one that speaks. But in the background, there is a little girl painting a train. I'm like, does she want to be an engineer, a conductor, or a train?
A literal train.
I mean, if one kid wants to be a transformer, it's okay that she wants to be a train.
Yeah, why not?
So
Sure.
You can be a transformer.
I also felt like this was the moment where Colin Hanks could have truly auditioned to be Mr. Rogers and beat his dad out for the role when he's talking to the kids and he's like, "And you're special too. We're all special. We all can be unique individual trains."
Well, maybe I could paint with you for a little while.
Well, and until he inevitably goes dark, and then the Mr. Rogers voice starts telling him how they're all going to die, and he's very sad about it.
Dexter goes to Nick's and finds the bullet Nick fired at Brother Sam during the, quote, kidnapping. He takes it to the lab to see if it's a match for the gun that killed Brother Sam. It is. Angel asks the TA if she's the woman in the photo with the dead sheep. She says that she is. Deb asks Quinn why he isn't in the interrogation and sends him in. Angel asks if she's still involved with Geller, and the TA snaps about how she wouldn't have slept with quote-unquote Mr. Warmth if she was. Deb kicks Angel out of the room to talk with Quinn. Quinn suggests that Deb is jealous, and Deb says, "I don't give a fuck who you fuck, just don't fuck with my investigation, you fuck."
That was so wonderfully Deb.
Very Deb phrase.
Yeah, I have to give them credit here. A lot of people forget that if you're throwing a bunch of F-bombs into a sentence, that you can always extend it with "you fuck" at the end. That's always a good power up on those phrases.
It wouldn't
As
have been
in,
as good if she
shut the fuck up, you fuck.
More potent when you add that at the end.
Had she said "you fucking fuck," it would have just been too much.
Yeah. Jamie and Harrison head to Deb's party. Dexter is going to take care of Nick first, but Brother Sam calls to talk to Dexter. Dexter rushes to his bedside. Dexter says he knows it was Nick who shot him. Brother Sam tells Dexter to tell Nick that Brother Sam forgives him and to not tell anyone at Miami Metro about it. Brother Sam says that he knows about Dexter's darkness, but he can also see his light. Brother Sam tells Dexter he needs to forgive to not live alone, or to not live with the darkness, to let it go.
So I'm really annoyed by this scene for many reasons, but the guy says at the door, he's about to die. He woke up from a coma. They usually say that happens, before you die. Not true. Also, he's not in any type of distress whatsoever. His coloring's good. He looks great. He looks 100%, but he probably won't live very much longer. All he did was change his voice and make it just a little bit whispery. That's how they can tell he's about to die.
Yeah, which makes me wonder if that's the show's laziness or that Mos Def just wanted to be done with the show and they had limited time with him to wrap up his arc.
Yeah, I mean, they they completely kill him off screen, so...
Yeah, but
this is his last speaking
he's
role.
Fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he's been shot. There's no sign of any kind of anything.
Yeah, that's why they were in no hurry to put him in the ambulance earlier. It's like, he's fine.
Right?
He's totally fine.
And he also wants to play a little game of telephone where he's like, tell Nick to tell Don to tell Julio that I left the keys inside the car. You can pick it up tomorrow afternoon.
Angel offers Deb an apology bottle of tequila. Deb patches things up with Jamie. They make up over Angel's tequila. Green approaches Jamie to ask about Dexter. Quinn bursts in hammered with the, quote, girl from the bar to introduce her to Her Majesty Lieutenant Deb. The girl figures out she's a payback move and abandons Quinn. Unable to brand the whore, Travis takes her to a beach and releases her.
Oh, I was gonna say the girl from the bar does get a name. That's more than most of Miami Metro. Her name was Cindy. Like most of the detectives, we don't even know their names, and then they get a name and then they disappear.
Deb talked to 2 other detectives that have never gotten names before in this episode and called them by their names. It was really confusing because they're like, "Who's she talking about?" And then they showed them, and I was like, "Oh, whoever those guys are." Okay.
Yeah. I bet on the day they were like, she's like, "What are the detectives' names?" And they're like, "I don't know, make them up." So Jennifer Carpenter just had to improvise in the moment.
Green tells Jamie that he's a video game developer working as an intern because he's developing a game about homicide. Quinn makes a move on Jamie and Angel pulls him away. After telling Angel that he wants to have a relationship with Jamie's ass, Angel punches Quinn in the nose.
Man, he is all about the ass. If he's in the vicinity, I mean,
He was in the vicinity, so hey. Yeah, he says dad ass 2 or 3 times in a row, and then he says,
I want to
have babies with that ass. I want to have a relationship with that ass.
That's not how babies work, Quinn.
That's why he got punched. Not that he wanted to have sex with his sister. It's that he didn't know where babies come from.
I mean, would you really be surprised if Quinn didn't know where babies come from, though?
Quinn is the whore of Babylon.
Yeah, that's more correct than anything.
Spoiler.
And he has a baby named Lon, just to prove it. See what I did there.
Yeah.
Brother Sam dies. Harry asks Dexter if he will honor Brother Sam's dying wish. Dexter asks Nick to go for a ride so they can talk. He tells Nick he knows that Nick shot Brother Sam. Nick says he shot Brother Sam because he was full of shit. His crew wouldn't take him back unless he killed Brother Sam. Nick mocks Dexter. Since Brother Sam is dead, there's no one who can prove that I was the killer. Dexter baptizes him forcefully and says, "There's no light in you, there's no light in me," until Nick is dead. And then there's a slow clap from the beach behind Dexter, and Dexter turns around to find Rudy, who says, "Miss me?"
Which is so stupid. This episode was terrible, but that just pushed it way beyond. That knocked the bar completely. I mean, just, ugh.
Yeah. I was hoping that he'd have, like, the prosthetic, then he'd wave it at him, and, like, he'd be like, "Miss me?"
Look who bought it.
I bought this on the internet. So
the
stupid.
ghost of Rudy bought it.
What are we? That was season 1. We haven't seen him other than one ghostly appearance in season 2, I think, right? When he had one episode.
Out of the water.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in all of this time. It's time to let Rudy just be gone. This makes no sense.
Yeah,
are you that desperate?
That sort of jump scare ending with him, I think, was the right way to send him off.
Right.
But I swear, like, everything about season 6 is, let's get back to what was great about season 1 of the show.
And ruin it.
And for better or for worse, we're just going to go backwards in time to season 1 of the show. And, hey, Rudy was on there, and the actor's still alive. We can bring him back as a ghost to talk to Dexter again.
Oh, they better bring back Camilla then.
You say you want other people, but you know that Brother Sam is going to be the voice that Dexter hears now going forward. You just know it.
No, the reason we don't see Syl again until season 8 is that Syl is being haunted by Rita and Camilla. They're like telling Syl what to do, and she can't stand it. Bring me some key lime pie. Everything's fine. If your kids are in a fire, just as long as they survive it, it's okay.
Nothing to get excited about.
So now that we're done making pained noises,
Oh,
This episode was directed by
That's
John
all you can say
Dahl,
to that.
who directed 16 episodes between seasons 3 and 8. It was written by Jace Richdale, who wrote 2 episodes for each of the last 3 seasons, and he was nominated for this episode for Best Screenplay for an Episodic Drama.
Yeah.
What?
It didn't
Were
win.
there no other shows at this time? Was there
Oh,
like
no.
a blackout on TV?
There were tons of other shows, and they were all, like every other nomination I looked at, they were all far superior to this, and it actually lost to a tie, a rare tie, between the episode Box Cutter on Breaking Bad and the episode The Good Soldier on Homeland, which are 2 of the best episodes of television ever.
Box cutters.
It doesn't even deserve to be mentioned in line with those 2 things, I just want to say.
And yet,
That's
this is the
disappointing.
world we live in.
Well, what's great is that with the Writers Guild and these episodic drama scripts, it doesn't matter if it's the same show. Each writer that belongs to the guild can be nominated for that category. So in the 2012 awards for the 2011 season, in the 2013 awards for the 2012 season, like 6 of the 8 nominations are from Breaking Bad.
Wow.
But because
That's
they're
a shame.
different writers, they all have the ability to be nominated.
I don't understand why this one had the ability to be nominated.
I don't know, I guess they thought it was their best episode for this season, and
Well, it's not saying a lot, but
yeah. How about the best line of the episode?
How do you not go with...
Brother Sam is dead?
Well, I was going to say...
Brother Sam died.
The fuck line by Deborah.
Yeah.
That's just perfect.
I don't give a fuck who you fuck, just don't fuck with my investigation, you fuck.
I went with Quinn with the whole partner card. Situations like this are exactly why the partner card are in the fucking deck.
That was
That's a
pretty
good one.
comical.
Yeah.
I went with a line that I found unintentionally humorous. Masuka says, "This is Miami Metro, we're all fucking rock stars."
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So that
Yep.
line was great.
Define rock stars.
That line was great, but I gave it my worst line because it's just too laughable.
But that's why it was my best.
I had it as one of my options for worst.
So let's go to
It's
worst.
my best because it's the worst.
My worst line is, "This is Miami fucking Metro. We are all fucking rock stars."
Okay, thanks for reading it again. Any other?
I also had another Masuka line, which is as if one was trying to get a nipple erect, like this. When he's
Yeah,
teaching him how
I
to
remember that.
dust
Oh, yeah.
fingerprints.
I think I block most of what Masuka says that. I don't remember that one. I went with Quinn. I want a relationship with that ass. I want to make babies with that ass because he does not know how babies are made.
With that ass.
That ass. Sorry, I said that. It was that ass.
Zach just reminded me, did you ever see the episode of Animaniacs where Dot walks in with Prince? She's holding Prince in her arms. Like the singer.
Yes. Yep.
And
I'm sure I've
Yakko
seen
says, "No, fingerprints, not fingerprints."
Oh.
And Prince has this look on his face like, mm-hmm.
That show was amazing.
That was great. Yeah.
How about the performance of the episode?
I gave it to Quinn.
Shout out to Brother Sam.
I was like, yeah, if you not give it to Mos Def, even though it was a terrible performance, I would say dead ass.
Dead ass.
I gave it to Quinn.
Really?
Amy Garcia's butt gets the performance of the episode.
If I have to pick somebody, I guess I'll go with the sympathy for Mos Def or Mos or whatever he was at the time because he's gone. That's all that matters.
Most awful.
Most awful character.
He's the most
May he
dead.
rest in peace.
Most dead. I like that.
More dead than Rudy, apparently, or whatever.
He wasn't as dead when they were putting him into the ambulance, but now he's most dead.
I'm not dead.
I'm feeling better, actually. All right, that'll do it. Thanks, guys, for helping me with the episode. Thanks, everybody out there, for listening. We'll see you on the next episode of Deeply Discussing Dexter.